Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Addie and today we are back with another speed build. Today we are building a house for a kind of big family. I think there's 6 kids. So I imagined this family kind of had like 2 slightly older teens, so like 17, 18, and then 2 younger teens, so maybe like 14, 15. And then they have 2 children who I imagined were probably like, I don't know, like 10 or 11. In The Sims, they're like actually children. In real life, I would probably put them at like preteen. And the house actually came together pretty easily. You'll notice that I'm kind of playing with the roof right now. I don't really like doing this kind of roof because I always feel like it looks really tall for no reason. But you know, it is what it is. And then I changed the roof pitch, which I normally don't like to do because I find that I like the roofs to match, like the pitch of the roofs to match when they're on the same side, but I preferred that it fit well with the other roof, so I decided it didn't matter that much, and we put it on a slight platform because I wanted the porch to have a little bit of lift, but I didn't want the fake garage to have that, so we did a foundation, or not a foundation, we did a platform instead, and it actually wasn't too glitchy. So yeah, it was actually kind of good. This build I think is limited pack. No, it definitely is limited pack. This is such a weird ass combo, but I chose Growing Together, Paranormal, and I think one more, but I can't remember what it is. I feel really bad that I don't remember what it is at the moment. But because of that, I don't really like uninstall packs. I don't really like to do that. I find it kind of annoying. Even with like assistance. I'm sorry that if you can hear the dogs in the breezeway, they're being really chaotic. And then of course my dog is being chaotic because they're being chaotic. But yeah, so so we only have 3 packs. And frankly, I think that these packs are hands down, like, they don't really go together in the way that you would think that they would go together, but I think that they go together really well. And like, if I were to buy, I don't know that I would buy these specific packs. If I didn't have any packs and I was going to buy only 3 in like a bundle kind of thing, where like you buy an expansion pack, game pack, and stuff pack, I don't know that I would buy these ones first, but I definitely like them. I think that if you were to consider buying them as a bundle, it's not worth your money. I think that these go together way better than I initially thought they were going to. Oh, Dream Home Decorator, that's the other one. So I'm using Growing Together as the expansion pack, Paranormal as the stuff pack, and Dream Home Decorator as the game pack. So yeah, they actually go together really well, which I was not expecting, to be completely honest. I was kind of expecting them to fit together like they were, I mean, they weren't random. Like, I picked them because I thought it would be fun to try to get them to go together, but like, I don't know. I don't know that this would be like my first choice, you know what I mean? So we have that, and the roofing situation was kind of odd because you can see that like I'm trying to figure out why the roof, or why the walls of the roof are overriding the walls that I've placed. I still don't really know why, but the glitch stops when I like put the roof, when I put a new roof. So, we just go with it. This is going to be one of the bedrooms for the kids. This room is the primary bedroom. And then we get a stained glass window in the bathroom because I thought that was kind of nice for like privacy purposes. And then we're using the Dream Home Decorator doors. I never really use these. When Dream Home Decorator first came out, I used them a lot, but I didn't really use them. I haven't really used them since. So I don't know. And then I noticed that up here, I'm having the same issue, so we just change it and we just move it so that it's not clipping. And frankly, I don't even know if the wall that roof is against is a different color than the rest of the build. But if it is, I apologize and you could try to fix it. We are working on the kitchen, and I right now am doing blue cabinets because I thought I was gonna do a white wall. And then I discovered that I didn't really want a white wall. I wanted a blue wall, so we will end up changing it. But as of right now, it is just, it is blue cabinets, or at least the front is blue. These I do not appreciate, because they are different colors, as you can see. One side is orange wood and the other side is blue wood, and I'm not really sure why they chose to do it like that, but they did. So I will end up changing it to be all orange wood, so that it doesn't bother me anymore. And this is where I decided to do the blue, and then I sit here staring at it and I'm like, nope, I want to make sure that everything is not blue. So we change it to be white, and the cabinets, or like the island doesn't like, it doesn't clip too bad, so just don't think about it too much and you'll be fine. And then we get this wallpaper from Paranormal Everywhere. And I don't know, I really like this space. I think that it's nice. It's definitely not something that I would live in, but I also am really picky about my style. I found that I don't really like this. I don't really like modern stuff. I'm more of like a traditional kind of person. But there's lots of blue in here. And it's got a lot of stuff going on. And this rug is from the Dream Home Decorator pack, and I think it's actually really nice. I think it goes well with this space because it's got kind of like it's got a little bit of color, but it doesn't have like an excessive amount of color, and it has like that blue purpley kind of undertone, which we don't have a lot of purple, but we definitely have a lot of blue going on. So I really liked how the rug looked. And then we get a couple of bookshelves, and they are also from Dream Home Decorator, so they're wood matches. And luckily, the default swatch is just the matching swatch, so we left that. And then we're adjusting the height of the curtains because I don't want them clipping into the floor. And again, this is not one that, like, these packs are not packs that I normally would pair together. I could see like, I don't know, I could see like Dream Home Decorator and Growing Together, for example. But the Paranormal feels a little bit almost kind of out there, you know what I mean? Because it's very bold in a lot of ways, but I kind of like that. Like, I like that it's different. I personally really love Dream Home, or I like Dream Home Decorator. I think it's fine. But I was particularly thinking about, like, I really like, oh, what is it called? The Paranormal Pack. That's what I'm trying to think of. Because I think that it's definitely like kind of whimsical, and I kind of like that. I've done a few builds in the past of like my dream home. I don't know if I would call it my dream home, but like a house that I would live in, and I always use paranormal. It's definitely a really good pack. I would if you're considering buying it, I would recommend it. If you're not considering buying it, I still really like it. But it's about like haunted houses and stuff, so if that's not really your thing, then you probably won't like it. I specifically bought it for the build stuff, so I was not disappointed. I have been thinking about making like a video of like packs I regret buying, but I haven't made time to like sit down and put together like a PowerPoint. I love me a good PowerPoint. Anyway, we are working on the first bedroom now. And these Sims, they're twins. Not that you could really tell because one has a bunk bed and one has a double bed. But yes, they are both, they're twins. And I imagined that these Sims were Japanese because I put, Japanese, like, I don't know if I would call it Japanese art. I feel like that's like a little bit of a strong word, but I put like Mount Komorebi inspired art on the wall for one Sim, and then I made the other Sim pansexual because, and I imagine that their younger siblings made them the little or like crafts on the wall because I thought that like, like how how when you're like little, I imagine that Sim has been out as pansexual for a while. And you know how when you're like little kid, you're like, oh yeah, that's like their favorite color. And like there's more to it, but yes. I imagine that when they came out, their younger sisters were like 7. And so one of the younger sisters was like, oh, that's like your favorite color. So I'm gonna make you some crap. Like I'm gonna make you something with your favorite colors. And they just still have it hanging up on the side of their bed because I think that she, I don't know. I feel like the Sims kind of, I don't know, it gives the little personality to me. But anyway, we're in the bathroom, and it's kind of simple in here, nothing too crazy. We get a light and some pictures on the walls. There's lots of pictures because this family is very large. And then we use the straight variety of the queer bed. And I call it the straight swatch because it's black. It's like a black and gray kind of swatch. And to me that gives straight, not straight as in like heterosexual, but straight as in like cishet, if you're not really well versed in like the queer community, this is probably like really obscure to you, but basically like if somebody's like, oh, I'm heterosexual, you're like, oh cool, you're like straight, with like a lowercase s. And if they're like, oh, I'm straight, which I did have a friend tell me that she was not heterosexual, she was straight. And that conversation got awkward very quickly because I'm over here like, that's the same thing. And she is like, I'm not heterosexual, I'm straight. Babe, if you are a woman who does not experience attraction towards other women, in fact, if you are a woman who only experiences attraction towards men, then you are, by definition, heterosexual. Anyway, so that was awkward. But I do call the black swatch on that the straight swatch because the straight people, they're all out here like, oh, we need straight pride. No, but I will honor you in that, and I will give you the black swatch of the pride bed in The Sims. Anyway, we're moving upstairs. I put a computer up here because there's not one anywhere else in the house. And then we're just kind of like copying and pasting almost literally the bathroom from downstairs. I do get different towels because these Sims up here are different, and I imagined that the girls downstairs used slightly different towels. But yes, so we're up here, and this room is for these Sims that are like the middle set of twins. So they're teenagers, but they're younger teenagers. So they're like, I don't know, like 14. I feel like 14 is probably still a good age to be like, I don't know, doing crafts and playing, like, I don't know if kids nowadays play pretend. I know that when I was 14, that was still very much a thing that I did. Granted, I didn't really choose to do that, but my friends that were the same age, were we friends? We were more like cousins. You know how like you hang out with your cousins because you have to, not because you like them? Yeah. So anyway, I feel like they liked to play pretend. I didn't particularly care for it, but I was also like kind of an odd child. Anyway, these Sims are into art. So these Sims were the Sims that made the older sister downstairs her crafts that hang on her wall by her bed. And they're both kind of into art. They're probably into different kinds of art, but they are probably into art. I feel like one is probably more into like vibrant colors and the other one's more into pastels. But I don't know. I think that it's cute. And then these Sims in here, they are also twins. They are also girls. I imagine that these Sims had like all girls. And I really like that. I really like the concept of having all girls. I feel like this might be a controversial statement, and I am not a parent, but I feel like girls are easier. Not easier. Like in that I, as a person, was socialized as female growing up. And so I feel like if I were a parent, I would find feminine children easier to understand than masculine children because of how I was raised. But on like a parenting level and like a discipline level, boys are easier. Like you don't really once girls have decided to fight, they fight. Like there's no changing their mind. Whereas boys, they kind of lose their dedication once they lose eye contact. Anyway, so these girls, they're into science. And when I say science, I mean like kind of broadly speaking. So they would probably really enjoy the show Bones or the show House, or they probably watched like kids science shows growing up. They're still children. But like when they were like littles. And I say littles meaning like toddlers. Like up until you're 7, you're a little. So they probably watched like science shows like Bill Nye and stuff when they were little. And so we've got some bikes out front. We're moving out front now. And we've got a bunch of bikes because there's a bunch of Sims. So we've got 2 bikes for the 2 twin children. And then we've got 3 bikes for older Sims. I imagined both the parents and one of the teens had a bike. So the neon bike, the like purple and yellow and blue, I imagine belonged to one of the older girls. And then we have obviously the younger girls. And in here we have these Sims. I imagine these Sims were probably like the cool kids. I really feel like these Sims are probably not considered weird. Even if they're very dedicated to their interests, I feel like they're not considered weird. They're probably very normal to the kids at school. And anyway, so outside we've got the bikes, we've got swing set, monkey bars, and a telescope so your Sims can die. They probably have really cool birthday parties. Like, you know, these Sims are like the Sims that you hang out with. And if you're not in their friend group, you're not cool kind of situation. And I know that for me, growing up, that's all I wanted, was to be cool. And now I think that I am cool, and I don't need other people to tell me that I'm cool. We're switching out the trees to match the environment, and we're kind of finishing up terrain paint and landscaping and such. And we are coming to the end of the video now. So if you liked it, if you would like and subscribe, that would really mean a lot. And I will see all of you next time. Bye now.